Welcome back, everybody. We're ready to start the next section of the presentation. Question 2 that I posed at the beginning of the presentation was, what is the significance of our students being digital natives? Well, in order to address that, we first need to talk about who the digital natives are and what a digital native is. This term was first coined by Mark Prensky in 2001, and there were several characteristics. People that are born surrounded by digital technology, they have no knowledge of typewriters or telephones connected to a wall. If you talk to them about dialing a number, they don't understand what dial a number would mean. They never had a phone with a dial on it. They never waited for photos to be developed. They wear wristwatches, but normally just for style, not to tell the time. If you ask them their address, they'll probably give you their email. And if they live in the U.S., they have probably spent about 5,000 hours reading by the time they graduate college, but they've spent twice that long playing video games. Another rule of thumb is that digital natives are born in or after 1980. Now, I can't see you out there since I'm doing this presentation virtually, but I assume a large number of you are not digital natives. By either the age rule or the criteria that I just mentioned, I'm definitely not a digital native. Not only was I not born after 1980, but quite often I can't remember too well what even happened in the 1980s, the way my memory is going. Well, then what about the digital immigrants? Who are they? Well, they're the rest of us. And we may have adopted technology, but we retain what has been referred to as an accent. We're not native digital speakers, so to speak. We have one foot in the past and one in the present. We may wear wristwatches, but normally we use it to tell the time, not just for fashion. And oftentimes we'll print out our email, almost always proofread our documents in writing. I know that this PowerPoint presentation not being printed out makes me nervous. If you find a misspelling in here, be sure and let me know. It's quite possible. If we want to get some music, we might first think of going to the store and buying a CD as opposed to downloading that music. And a digital immigrant like me takes forever to type a message on a cell phone. But we may not be digital natives, and we may not be digital immigrants. If you look around the room, we might be able to spot a dinosaur or two. And how can you tell if you're a digital dinosaur? Well, here's a quick quiz. Do you think Facebook is the family photo album? And do you think the web is a spider's home? Well, what about tweeting? Do you think that's something that a bird does? Well, if these are the first things that come to your mind in answer to this question is yes, then we might consider you a digital dinosaur. But if so, don't worry. Even old dinosaurs can learn new tricks, just like old dogs can learn new tricks. Well, some people say the digital natives out there are getting restless. And they give several points to back that up. For example, digital immigrant teachers are not speaking the same language as their digital native students. The assumption of digital immigrants about learning don't match digital native assumptions. For example, digital natives are used to receiving their information rapidly. They like to multitask, parallel process. They prefer multimedia to text. And they prefer random access rather than linear type of progression. And digital natives are often not able to use the same information tools in the classroom that they use outside of class. Outside of class, they're probably using their cell phones, MP3 players, laptops. They spend time on social networks. They probably listen to music while they work. And that may not be anywhere near the same as what they do inside the classroom. And finally, digital natives recognize that the classroom experience may not be adequately preparing them for what they're going to find in the global economy. They don't see they see the wired digital world around them, but they don't see that same world when they step into